Hi, as promised, I am doing a video for the Think About. This is part one. Part two most likely will be on Saturday. Sadly, I know I thought I would get them both done today, but I have a lot of work to do, so I'm at least doing part one today. So an old friend of mine from high school, way back when I first started doing the Think About, responded with a few questions, and I've already done sex before marriage. So now here's three more. Um, and I will be, since I only have 15 minutes with each, or with in total to do these videos, usually maybe 16 or 17 if I'm lucky. I'm not going to be taking as much time as I want to on each question. So the first one that I decided to do for this video is marriage in your 20s. Now, the thing, sorry, I thought I heard something. Now the thing about it is, there's different, I mean, this is a different time. Now a lot more people are waiting to get married because of cost, family life, or they don't believe in marriage because for other reasons. Now that actually I wasn't, this isn't the first time that's, been thought of. If you, I don't remember if this was like in the 60s, 70s, but somewhere around that time they were also thinking that. A good example, if you want to see media-wise, watch Dharma and Greg. Believe me, my mom's been making us watch them once in a while. But actually, before, like with the last generation, like my parents, um, getting married in your 20s wasn't a bad thing. It was, you wanted to have, kids early enough so you weren't so tired when you were older. To have kids. And, that's how I was. I was like, my mom was like in her 20s when she got married and she had me. And that's fine by them. And for me, it's like, and for my case, honestly, obviously I want to make sure I'm in a good relationship before I even think about marriage. Let alone, kids. Because I'm not saying no to either. I'm just saying I just want to make sure I'm in a good relationship. That doesn't mean I'm never going to get married. It's just something that'll happen when it happens. But for others, sometimes it might be a necessity. A lot of people think that if you are in a relationship, you have, and you are together, I'm just going to say you are together, and something happens where the girlfriend is pregnant, a lot of people think that you have to get married to, I mean, make up for that boo boo, I guess. And that's another thing that people have to think about, but it's not always the case. Right now, I believe that, right now I'm gonna say not yay or nay, but neutral. I believe that it's the person's choice to, if they think that's fine, if whether it's because they have to or they want to, then that's their thing. But I don't think that it's a big deal whether or not you do get married in your 20s or not, as long as you know you're with the right person. Now, the next one is age difference in gay relationships. Honestly, I don't think that's a big deal to me. A lot of times it it's the same thing with the marriage in 20s. I believe that it's just a different viewpoint. You don't have to be with someone your own age or 2, 3 years prior or past. I've dated people who were 2 years older than me. I've dated people who were 2 or 3 years younger than me, surprisingly. And it's just like, I mean, but in the case of relationships in the homosexual status, honestly, it's just like, I guess what I can think about it is, I'm trying to think of I could say this. I'm gonna say, like, maybe if there's a gap difference in age, maybe the one who's older might be more of like a maternal kind of feeling and wanted to take care of their significant other. But I mean, it could be in reverse. Honestly, it like I said with the marriage, it's all about the person's viewpoint. If you don't want to date someone who's a lot older than you, no matter if you really like them or not, then that's your thing. And then some, and it actually doesn't even have to be with just homosexual couples. This can go for even heterosexual couples. I know people who dated somebody who was twice their age. I'm not saying who, I'm not saying how I know this person, I'm just saying I do know. And I mean, that's their thing. If they want to be, I mean, we've seen Hugh Hefner and all these celebrities, but that, pushing all of the celebrities, situations aside and going with real life, that honestly is up to you. But don't be doing something just because you want money, unless that's your thing, then I feel sorry for the person you marry, or because, this is what all celebrities do. If that's your reason, then I'm sorry for you. The last one I'm gonna do, for this part is rape culture. Now, and how the question was asked was how we change it. Honestly, I wish there was a lot more I could say with this. I mean, in all honesty, you can't understand. You could be sympathetic, but you can't be empathetic unless it's actually happened to you. And sadly, I'm in the bubble of in between. I've been assaulted before in my life where even if I overthought it, I was still being precautious and still being smart about myself when I was assaulted. And I know I will not go into what happened with myself. It happened years ago, and it's done with my life. The only reason why I'm bringing it, I ever think about it again, is I actually do write a story for fan fiction and it was actually originally a different thought, and then I added this on because maybe I wanted to put that in because the thought I put to make the start of the story was just like a thought about it kind of thing, and now I want to put something that exaggerated but real from my own life. Again, you can't understand unless it's happened to you. But honestly, how we can change it, I believe that it's like being smart when you're outside your home and being smart inside your home. Be careful how late you're walking. At night, especially in like more populated cities like Chicago, New York, LA. But the thing about it is, that's just the U.S. Like we frown upon rape, while other cultures actually don't. I wish I did a little bit more research before I did this question. But I know that there are cultures that they don't frown upon it, or they don't make a big deal of it as we do. And even with us, it's like sometimes now we're making it a lot more serious, but way back it was like we didn't really care. Now we do. So, how we can change is like be smart. For US wise, be smart about when you're out alone, or be smart, or be with a group if you're going to be going out and about, or if you are going to be alone, make sure you have something to protect yourself, such as pepper spray, and make sure your cell phone is close to your hand if you are going to, close to in reach, so that, and where you're not going to be fumbling to look for it. And always make sure you are being smart. Now that actually only took me 10 minutes. So I'm going to go into a little bit of what the other questions are, but I will not be answering them as of this video. The other ones were about my own experience and my own viewpoints on bullying. And there was 2 others, I can't remember, I'm sorry. The bullying, I might make that its own video, or maybe that'll be the last one if it takes me only this long to do the other, like this one. because there's a lot to it. And I know she knows that. So as of right now, maybe I'll talk about what's going on in my life. As of Monday, I will be going back to college. It will be, as of right now, that will be technically my last semester at Prairie State, but I do have to do one more class there to transfer, as well as I might have to finish up my 4 they have to retake. So that's 5 classes. One class I for sure have to still take, and 4 I possibly have to. As of right now, and then I'm still working on 2 days a week. As of right now, excluding this weekend. If I do anything on Saturday, it's gonna be short. It's gonna be because I don't want to be really talking about this again. If you want to look back at a previous video where I was upset, it might be 2 or 3 videos prior to this. Just look. I don't remember if I put a title on or not. That's the reason why I'm gonna be a little uneasy for the rest of this week. I mean, I never liked Valentine's Day. I was always single for it, and it never was. The only thing I really liked about it is the mushy gushy stuff sometimes, but now that I'm older, it honestly is not my thing. I mean, like, I don't mind cute or romantic gestures or something like that, but Valentine's Day is just not me. It's a Hallmark thing, and honestly, it's sad that they turned Cupid into a fat baby, when honestly, he's not. He never was, especially if you read Greek mythology like I did. He's actually a man. He might still have the curly blonde hair, but he's a man who loved and lost himself if you read the stories. So take a look at Eros and Psyche story, which Eros is his Roman name. Though I think that might be switched. I think Cupid is his Roman name and Eros is his Greek name. I'm not sure. And if you want to get into even more about stories with him involved from modern day, read Percy Jackson, House of Hades, or reread if you have read it, because if you haven't, then good luck trying to catch up. Because he actually is involved in that one, and he really has a lot of good advice when it comes to love. And actually, if I do my Saturday video, I will look for that line and say what I believe about love, because actually I agree with him. So this is Ali signing off. Click like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys there. If you do love Valentine's Day, I hope you have a great day with your significant other. If you don't care for it like I do, rest assured, Walking Dead's on the following day, so we'll have something to enjoy. Bye!